Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In previous lecture we have discussed about velocity in brief. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about velocity and its types in detail. Now we have defined that velocity is the combination of two quantities, one is speed and other one is direction. If we specify the speed of a moving object, then this speed will be known as velocity. Now we are going to define it. The rate of change of displacement with respect to time is called velocity. Velocity formula is velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. We have studied about displacement that it is a vector quantity. Due to displacement factor in velocity, we can say that velocity is also a vector quantity. Consider an example. We have a car which is moving from right direction to left direction between 2 points. One is A and the other one is B. Now after certain time this car covers 600 meter distance to reach at point B in 30 seconds. Now we are about to put these values in the formula. We get velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. So displacement is 600 meters and time is 30 seconds. We get 20 meters per second answer. It means that car is moving with a velocity of 20 meters per second. In System International, the unit of velocity is meter per second, while unit of speed is also meter per second, but the difference between these two quantities is speed is a scalar quantity while velocity is a vector quantity. In speed we discuss about distance only, while in velocity we discuss about displacement. Now velocity can be positive or it can be negative or it may be zero. It means that, for example, if we say a car is moving at 25 meter per second without mentioning any direction, so this 25 meter per second will be speed. Now if we say that we have a car which is moving towards right direction at 25 meter per second. Now this direction specify our statement, so that's why we say that this 25 meter per second towards right is known as velocity. Now if a car is moving at 25 meter per second and after certain time this car is decreasing its velocity with respect to time, and the 25 meter per second is converting into 24, then 23, 22, 21, 20, means there is a decrease in its velocity. Now this type of velocity is known as negative velocity, means it is decreasing with respect to time slowly and gradually. After certain time the car stops at a position. At that position we can say that velocity is zero, means the total velocity from 25 meter per second is slowly and gradually decreasing until reach to zero. Types of velocity. Velocity is of three types. Number one is uniform velocity. Consider an example. A cyclist is moving and covering a distance. Now that cyclist is covering 50 meter distance in 1 meter. Similarly, he is covering another 50 meter distance in 1 meter. So the total distance he covered in 6 minutes is equal in every and each interval. So 50 meters in single interval shows that this cyclist is moving with uniform velocity, means the velocity is uniform, there is no change in single interval of time. Second type is non-uniform velocity. For example, we have a car drifter, a driver which is driving a sports car. So that driver is sometimes moving with, let's say, 30 meter per second, then suddenly he changes his velocity to 32 meter per second. After certain time he changes its velocity to 34 meter per second, and the third stage he changes that velocity once again. So that type of velocity will be non-uniform, which is changing with respect to time. Third is instantaneous velocity, as we have discussed that type of velocity in previous lecture, but today we are just recalling it. Instantaneous velocity means that type of velocity which is fixed at a certain point. For example, we have a car speedometer and we want to check the velocity of that car at 140 meter per second. So after certain time, the velocity when the speedometer needle comes to 140 meter per second, so we will note that instant, and that type of velocity at a specific instant or specific position is known as instantaneous velocity.